Hello and welcome to the video. This isn't a maiden flight, this is more of a test flight. And the reason for that is that I've been playing with this, trying to figure out how to get all the control pieces set up. Loads of you have been in touch asking for some flight footage, so I thought let me kind of show you where I'm up to with this. As it now has been flown and I've been tweaking around with stuff. I've seen people flying this on 4S when it's built for 6S, I've seen people fly it in the default configuration. But for me, as soon as I plugged it in and started playing with iNav on the bench, quite a few things leapt out of me as just didn't look right. So I've played with it, and before I kind of share some of the settings, I want to dial stuff in. I thought let me show you what I've done, how I've set this up, and then also show you some flight footage, see how it's flying so far, and then talk about what my next steps are to get it dialed in properly so I can do a proper maiden flight. In terms of my building pieces, I have made a few changes. As I mentioned in the unboxing, the BE220 GPS I think is a bit of a cheap and nasty GPS for a plane that's this nice. I've replaced it with an M10 based GPS. This is the HGLRC one. I tend to use lots of these in other models and they work really well for me. I have also gone through and done all of the setup, added my receiver, set up the OSD and modes that you'd expect. I've also changed the control surface deflections, gone through all of the linkages. Some of them weren't great from the factory, centered all the servos and made sure all the linkages were right, so at that centered position, 90 degrees, all the control surfaces are level. Some people have talked about potentially needing on the wings to reduce the amount of throw. I definitely don't think you need to do that. Keep the control surfaces as they are, I think is my finding so far, and that way then you can use them as elevons, use them as ailerons. The control throws are way too much, but as elevons they actually work really nicely. The nose, I've put walk-snell system in the nose, and I have also 3D printed a little cover at the back to make it a little bit more aerodynamic and a little bit neater. The walk-snell unit actually fits nicely in the nose. Again, it's held in place by 2 screws. I'll show you in a minute, there is a little bit of vibration, but that's potentially something that I'll have to take care of with a little bit of hot glue rather than make this thing so it can just slide out. Also added my standard GST power lead so that I can power the walk-snell unit up as the very last thing. And marked on the battery bay where the battery needs to sit. Again, this is a 400 gram 4000 6S lithium ion pack, and there's plenty of room in there if you wanted something a little bit lighter or heavier. There's room in the battery bay for both. Some people commented how the rear hatches are blown out of their Dolphins. I've never had that on any of mine. However, just a reminder, there is this hatch catch that you can 3D print. I put a link down to my Thingiverse design below. The only other couple of things I've done, I have added this little connector here. This is actually a Menace RC switch that's designed to be able to turn the LED light on and off under the vehicle. Sadly, it only controls the white one under the vehicle rather than on the wingtips. Those wingtip ones are powered by the same power rails that power the servos, so you can't really change them. And lastly, I did balance the prop. It isn't absolutely perfect, and it is a bigger prop spinning more slowly, so we'll see how the jello works in the camera. Fingers crossed it's not too bad. So let's go through the review scale crib sheet. Again, these are all numbers that are asterisks at the moment. This thing needs to be tuned and set up and dialed in a little bit more before I think I'm able to kind of nail this stuff down. But to give you an idea of the initial impressions of this, I thought it'd be useful to still go through the same stuff. Slow speed. Slow speed, my weight here is 1,330 grams. Maximum is about 1.5 grams recommended. That's with a 400 gram battery. I think it'll go below 20 miles an hour. The wings are a little bit bigger. The body is almost like a lifting body. I think though it needs to be dialed in on a calm day for me to be able to test that out. The OG Dolphin with the light battery that I fly it with can get down to kind of 15, 14, maybe even 13, 12 miles an hour with a little bit of headwind without a problem at all. I'm not sure we're going to get down to that level with this, but I'm confident it's going to get down below 20, so that's 3 stars. In terms of high speed, well, now we're on 6S, and that prop though isn't particularly aggressive. It's only 8x4, which isn't going to be ridiculous amounts of pitch speed. It isn't a speed machine in this default configuration. Testing here has found that it can fly at just about 80 miles an hour, and that's going to pull about 31 amps, about 677 watts at that full throttle. So I wouldn't call this a speed machine right now. However, I'm sure there's lots of scope to mess around with props and also motors and potentially even ESCs, because maximum current 31 amps, there's quite a bit of headroom in that ESC to fit a slightly more aggressive prop. Maybe 8 by 4.5 or something like that. Efficiency. Well, I'm using a 4000 milliamp hour lithium ion 6S pack in the nose. Again, that weighs about 400 grams. That's going to give me about 20 minutes of flight time. It's about 50% throttle, flying at about 40-45 miles an hour. That's pulling 6 odd amps. 1000 milliamps is coming up in about 5.5 minutes. I think you could cruise around much easier on much less throttle, which is going to give you a much less amp draw. So I think 20 minutes on a 4000 milliamp hour pack should be easy. The noise is very good. It's about 3.5 stars. You can hear it. It is quite a large prop. There is a little bit of dirty air coming off the back of the model, but not as much as I expected. So it actually works quite well. You could fly it in a park and it isn't going to annoy everybody. And that lack of noise also means that the prop is being reasonably efficient too. Toughness. Well, we've had a couple of little hiccups with this here, and it gets a whopping 4.5 stars. It's surviving most of the crashes with little damage. It is occasionally popping the wings off. Maybe one of the V-tails is popping out. That's about all I'm getting, really. One thing you may notice in the image is that the camera has got a little bit of vibration on it, and I think that's coming from the prop. I am going to almost certainly have to maybe put a couple of little dabs of hot glue under where the camera is, just to stop that vibration getting out into that long nose and giving that little bit of vibration to the camera, and maybe rebalance the prop. Acrobatics. Well, at the moment, the roll that I'm getting from the configuration setting up a 50-50 mix on the elevons on the wings is giving me a really nice roll response. So nice kind of acrobatic roll, not super fast, but very good for kind of sport flying. However, the elevator, as I've got it set up at the moment, where the elevator is on the elevons on the wings, but also that little bit on the tail, I think it's just way too much. That pitch initially starts off a little bit mushy, then it's kind of decent response, and at the extremes I was actually getting it so that this model would stand straight up in the air. So that's very, very acrobatic. I'm going to take off probably that mix of elevator on the V-tail to calm that down a little bit. I think I need to get rid of that in order to be in with a chance of setting up some kind of iNav trim, but I'm flying it a lot in manual in these test flights and finding that that pitch response is just too aggressive. Room inside and travel breakdown both get a whopping 5 stars. There's tons of room in here for all the pieces, and it also breaks down and fits into smaller parts without the need for tools. It also manages to fit in the boot of my MX-5 without too much trouble. Just pop the wings off, take the spar out, and it goes great. So what's next for me with this? Well, as I've kind of mentioned, there are a number of things that I need to continue to have a good look at. The elevons are working really well, using them for roll. The roll response, as you hopefully saw in that video, is actually really good. I'm happy with that level. That's absolutely fine. Also pretty good for pitch response as well. However, for me, that pitch response being quite snappy does mean that I think I need to take that little bit of elevator off the V-tail and have it set up more like the OG Dolphin in terms of the pitch response. It just feels to me, as it's set up right now, that it's almost like the central gravity is too far back. I don't think it is. I think that tail is basically acting like a massive air brake, because as I said, you know, I can actually get this thing to stand on its tail by just putting all of the elevator in, and that's only with like 30% elevator on those. So I'm just going to take that off and see if that's going to calm things down. The prop, I think, does need rebalancing, and also we've got a little bit of vibration coming into the camera here, so I'm probably going to use a little bit of hot glue or something just to keep this from bouncing around. It is held in place by those 2 screws at the back, but that's obviously not enough to stop vibration getting through. So I'm going to try and use a little bit of glue here just to keep it in place. That kind of negates the whole point of it being held in place by 2 screws. But I think I'd rather have that than have the vibration in the image. And the last thing, of course, is the iNav tune is horrible. I definitely need to spend a lot more time with that. Probably going to drop all of the P gain down for particularly pitch. It's not bad for roll, but as you can see in the video, there's kind of lots of wobbling around. Probably half both of those values and then fly it again. The trick for me, as I've mentioned, is that I like to fly in manual to make sure we're all tickety-boo, and that requires a maiden flight for me to fly around in horizon, make sure that all the servos get trimmed properly. Then I can fly it in manual to make sure that the plane is actually set up well in terms of the throws, which I didn't quite get to do yet. Once that's done, then I can go through the tune. I'm going to continue to play with this over the next week or two. Once I feel that I've actually got it more or less there, I'll make another video and hopefully in that one actually share the final settings. But my experiences here is that using the wing control surfaces as elevons work really well. Putting pitch into the tail just makes it super, super aggressive, and using both together is probably not the way that I'm going to set up mine. So stay tuned. We're homing in on a setup that will make this fly great. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Pedantry 60 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.